All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you and a bunch of drama today as well. So Vitalik Buterin burns $6 billion in Shiba token, says he doesn't want the power. So yesterday, I made a video talking about how Vitalik Buterin basically gave out $1 billion worth of Shiba tokens to charity in India, which is all said and good, all super great. However, that was 10% of the market cap of basically a rank 30 or so coin, and it basically destroyed the price and destroyed the community behind it because everybody was pretty angry, or at least the buyers of Shiba were angry at Vitalik. So there's that. It was I kind of chalk it up as like if you were walking through a neighborhood, people making $40,000, $60,000, $80,000, right? Nobody's rich, right? Just retail folks. And you walked up to the door and said, "Hey, I'm developing a charity fund for India. I would like some money, please." And they say no, and then you just take $1,000 out of their wallet and just go away. That's basically how it was because it was such a small market cap. I mean, $11 billion isn't entirely small, but it kind of is. And taking 10% of that was basically all of the retail investors' money that they put into Shiba. So you could argue that it was Vitalik Buterin's fault for doing that, or you could argue that it was Shiba token developers' fault for basically giving Vitalik Buterin 50% of the entirety of the supply. So basically, if you don't know, Shiba token was made and 50% of the supply was given to, was slapped on Uniswap, and all of the tokens were the keys were burned, so that it was just liquidity for everybody at that point. And then Vitalik Buterin was, for some reason, gifted the other 50%. So whoever's blame you want to throw it on, either way. But Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has burned 90% of his Shiba Inu coin holdings, worth about $6.7 billion. The trove, more than 410 trillion tokens, was sent to a dead blockchain address, taking them out of circulation. Buterin had been given half of SHIB's total supply in recent weeks in what appeared to be a marketing stunt. "I've decided to burn 90% of the remaining Shiba tokens in my wallet." So it was the supposed Doge killer. Shiba has seen a price increase of nearly 900% in the last 2 weeks, and it's since its inception, it's up like something hundreds of thousands or 10,000s of percent or something like that. It's absolutely outrageous. So this is what Vitalik said in the block. It said, "I've decided to burn 90% of the remaining Shiba tokens in my wallet. The remaining 10% will be sent to not yet decided charity with similar values to crypto relief, preventing large-scale loss of life. But with a more long-term orientation, COVID is a big problem now, but it's important to think about the longer-term future too. Except for the retail investors that bought into Shiba, preventing the large loss of life on that one probably was an oversight. Simply holding the remaining coins in the yada yada wallet forever was never an option. For security reasons alone, they would have to be moved to a better wallet eventually, and any transaction I would make would get interpreted as an action. So may as well just do the useful thing immediately. I've actually been impressed how the dog token communities have treated the recent donations. Plenty of dog people have shown their generosity and their willingness to not just focus on their own profits, but also be interested in making the world as a whole better. I support all who are earnestly doing that." So basically, he's aware that he just screwed like a ton of retail investors by giving $1 billion to a billionaire who runs a charity. So he's basically acknowledging that and their willingness to not just focus on their own profits. But I don't think this is necessarily about their own profits. Just that there's a lot of people that recently bought into Shiba who absolutely got wrecked. And basically, the price of Shiba now, it was at 0.0004 of a cent, and now it's something like 1,500. So it's basically, it cut it by more than half. So anybody who put their money into it, and this is a lot of Indians too, who actually bought into this, who the charity is going to their country, and now they have lost the the majority of their money, like greater than half of the money. So I think it was a really poor move. I think there should have been a warning, something like that. I just don't like the whole just immediately going to sell 10% of the entire circulating supply. To put this in perspective, the circulating supply, the market cap of Bitcoin is about $1 trillion. I think it's a little bit less now that we've had the dip, but let's just go with $1 trillion. That's about what it was when it was, 50 to 60,000. And imagine selling $100 billion of Bitcoin all at once, just boom, exploding on multiple exchanges so that it all just drops evenly on multiple exchanges. That would be pretty bad. Now, if you did that on one exchange, there probably wouldn't be any liquidity and it would crash down to $1 really fast, and then a bunch of people would get a whole lot of free Bitcoin. But if you did it across a bunch of exchanges, the price would be permanently or at least temporarily destroyed for the most part. That's 10% of the entire market cap. In fact, to put it even more in perspective, people were worried about Satoshi's 1 million Bitcoin and the fact that maybe one day it could be sold and that would have a devastating, catastrophic effect on Bitcoin. 1 million Bitcoin at $60,000 or 1 million Bitcoin at $60,000 Bitcoin would be about $60 billion. So we're not even talking 10% of the market cap with that. Even that's the most danger in Bitcoin history, is potentially 1 million Bitcoin being sold, and the whole Craig Wright drama as well. So even greater than that. So a huge chunk out of the market cap was just sold. And I think people could have had some warning or something like that. But for anyone making coins or DAOs or whatever else in the future, please do not give me coins or power in your project without my consent. I don't want to be a locust of power of that kind. Better to just print the coins into the hands of a worthy charity directly, though do talk to them first. So I agree with that. I agree with Vitalik Buterin on that end, in that, like, why would you give him these coins anyway? What, Shiba? Like, why did you give him 50% of the entirety supply? One, you're probably just putting a tax burden on him, and that's probably why he sold them to charity. It was probably a tax burden receiving all of these coins and then having them go up to billions of dollars, and that he probably has to pay the tax on that in some way. So he figured, well, I'll just like send 10% of these coins to a charity, and then that way it will offset my taxes. So if that's the case, it really wasn't about charity. It was really about just offsetting his taxes. But so on one end, I totally blame Shiba for this. Like, why would you give somebody 50% of the supply of your coin and then just trust them just not to sell it? Like, why would you even do that anyway? Why wouldn't you just burn them or just produce less? Or there's a lot of other options you could do. And then on the other end, Vitalik, I blame because he just basically sold 10% of the market cap of a coin out from under everybody's noses. So that wasn't his money. That was all the retail investors' money. And so on one end, some people are saying that this is a great thing. Look at the charity. This is awesome. This is one of the biggest single donations ever, like in history, over $1 billion, and that they say, well, I didn't invest into Shiba, so it's not my problem. And then all the Shiba investors are like, well, there's all my money gone. I didn't vote for this donation to charity. Like, what is this? Like, why did this happen? So I get this from multiple perspectives, but it does seem like the drama of Shiba is over, and quite frankly, the community for now. But Shiba Swap is coming eventually, so there's going to be a Shiba Swap, and it's going to have a bone token with it, so maybe that will raise the price of Shiba. Who knows? But for the most part, the drama is done with Shiba. However, it's never done with Elon Musk. Did Elon Musk suggest Tesla is about to dump its Bitcoin? Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk appeared to imply on Twitter on Sunday that Tesla has sold or plans to sell its Bitcoin. So basically, Elon Musk needs to stop tweeting immediately, because he talks about Dogecoin, the price super shoots through the roof, that he's talking to the developers and working with them as if it's a new thing, when the developers say that Elon Musk has been working with them since 2019. And he says, I'm working with the developers to raise transaction rates, et cetera, and efficiency. I don't think that's going to happen, because if that was going to happen, then it probably would have happened in the past 8 or 9 years that Dogecoin has been out. So kind of doubt it. And then the price goes through the roof. Then he says Tesla's no longer buying Bitcoin, so it just dumps. He could have just did it maybe subtly removed it from the website or something like that, but then he basically dumped Bitcoin down to $42,000. And then here he goes again. When Twitter user @CryptoWhale tweeted the hypothetical scenario that Bitcoiners are going to slap themselves next quarter when they find out Tesla dumped the rest of their Bitcoin holdings, Musk replied with a single word, "Indeed." So basically that's going to affect the price of Bitcoin, because anything that Elon Musk tweets, he could type the word Bitcoin to the moon and then Bitcoin would jump up $10,000. And if he tweets Indeed to somebody telling people that Bitcoin or that Tesla's going to probably sell their holdings, Bitcoin's probably going to go down in price. Although it is unclear which part of tweet Musk is agreeing with, the prediction Tesla dumped its Bitcoins or the comment about how much hate he's getting, or whether he's agreeing at all. The insinuation that Tesla could dump 43,200 Bitcoin it bought in February for $1.5 billion immediately depressed the price of Bitcoin almost $5,000. And then later on, it says Bitcoin is down 20% since Elon Musk started posting. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. And you wonder why some people are mad. To clarify, speculation: Tesla has not sold any Bitcoin. So that, I guess that clarifies. Clarification. Oh, Peter Schiff commented on this. Clarification: Tesla hasn't sold any Bitcoin yet. I do agree with that one, Peter Schiff. That's even more bearish, as it means that Bitcoin sold off so much without Tesla actually selling any. Imagine what will happen when Tesla finally does sell. Hey, I kind of actually agree with that one on Peter Schiff. Normally, I never agree with Peter Schiff, but yet. And I think that's something that people seem to mistake, is that, people are like, oh, I'm never selling my Bitcoin. I'm never selling my Doge. One guy owns literally 28% of all Doge, something like that. It's like 28, 29, or 30% of all Doge. And he says, I'm not going to sell any Doge. But that's a little ridiculous. So you're just going to keep them forever and have billions of dollars that you can't actually access, and then you're just going to die with your Doge? I don't believe anybody when they say that, because eventually you're going to sell if the price is really high. I know that some people believe that utopian future of Bitcoin where you will no longer need fiat money and that everything will be priced in Bitcoin. I don't know about that, but either way, people do still need money. So people sell in sort of companies if they need to. But anyway, moving on, Elon Musk must be an outstanding technical analyst. His Tesla has not sold any Bitcoin tweet was posted exactly at Bitcoin's key technical level, the 61.8 Fibonacci, $42,845. So maybe it is possible that Elon Musk is actually really truly manipulating everything. And he thinks it's just totally funny. And he's just actually manipulating Dogecoin up and down by saying things randomly. Because once in a while he'll say oh, Dogecoin is there's too much centralization with it because too many people own it. I'll pay for it to distribute it or something like that. So it goes down in price. And then later on he says, oh, I'm working with the developers, which is just total nonsense. I mean, how are you going to make the blockchain faster? You'd have to alter the blocks, and that could alter the whole thing of Dogecoin. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so Elon Musk probably manipulating the market and laughing about it. Cardano developer pitch project to Mark Cuban. So Charles Hoskinson explains Cardano project to billionaire Mark Cuban. Cuban open to enabling ADA payment for Dallas Mavericks, which I believe the Dallas Mavericks actually use BitPay. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they take crypto directly. I could be mistaken on that one. If anybody actually knows, comment down below. But I believe they use BitPay. So it really doesn't matter when any corporation or any company, project, whatever, organization, yada yada, uses BitPay, because basically you're taking your crypto that you already have. So you're not actually going out and buying crypto, because that doesn't make sense. If you can buy a Dallas Mavericks ticket with your credit card, you might as well just walk in there and buy it with a credit card, because if you can buy ADA with your credit card or buy ADA with your money, then you could buy a Dallas Mavericks ticket right off the bat. So basically, these corporations that are enabling various crypto payments, that's great. That's adoption. That's super good. But for the most part, it's people that already have it. So it's really not going to raise the price so much, other than maybe a buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. And when you pay with BitPay, BitPay basically takes your crypto and they liquidate it, and then they take the fiat and they pay the vendor. So you're basically just liquidating your own crypto whenever you're giving it to BitPay like that, like Newegg and the Mavericks and these various companies that say that they're accepting crypto, but it's really through BitPay. But either way, I guess adoption is adoption, I suppose. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson, after a slight opportunity with billionaire Mark Cuban, used the window to pitch Cardano project to the billionaire. This was after Cuban began asking questions about Cardano after the token hit an all-time price more than 50% this week from $1.59 to $2.49 on Sunday. The surge caught the attention of Dallas Maverick owner as a fan asked him why the basketball club has not enabled ADA payment for ticket and merchandise like it has with Doge and Bitcoin. Are you personally able to use ADA for anything? If so, what have you used it for? That's the question I ask about all crypto. Do you find yourself using it for anything you find value in? Cuban responded on Twitter. Cuban said further that if BitPay could begin accepting ADA, he'd be ready to enable it for the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, so there it is, right there. If BitPay were to be accepting it. So again, this doesn't help. This really doesn't help the price of any crypto, aside from maybe like a news article that goes around the crypto sphere saying, oh, ADA is now accepted by the Dallas Mavericks, or Bitcoin is accepted by this company, etc. But they're using BitPay. So you're basically taking your current standing crypto, which isn't doing anything for the price because you just already own it. You didn't go out and buy it and take somebody's sell order away. You're then sending it to BitPay, they're liquidating it, and then giving the fiat to another. So I don't like BitPay at all. I don't believe in BitPay at all. They're a medium that weaseled their way in like a rodent or some kind of parasite in between Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is peer-to-peer. I can send you Bitcoin, you can send me Bitcoin, I can send anybody Bitcoin. Nobody has to know about it. Nobody has to trust it, et cetera, et cetera. It's peer-to-peer. I can send it directly to you. We don't need MasterCard in the way. We don't need Visa. We don't need a bank. We don't need BitPay. But BitPay somehow weaseled their way in. Because I agree, it's convenient for a vendor to continue receiving fiat money, so they don't have to have a separate accounting, or they don't have to hire somebody else to liquidate the crypto for them and worry about capital gains or anything like that. They just immediately get fiat. But the problem is it is a parasite that weaseled its way into a peer-to-peer system, and I don't believe that Hoskinson should even believe in it either. I think Hoskinson should immediately say, don't use BitPay, just accept it directly, if he actually believed in peer-to-peer crypto, and if he actually believed in the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban and the acceptance of crypto worldwide. After Mark's engagement with fans on accepting ADA at Dallas Maverick, Hoskinson stepped in saying that Cuban is breaking his heart. You're breaking my heart, Mark, but levity aside, come by the farm in Colorado sometime and let's chat. Afterward, he tweeted with a 12-minute explainer video on what Cardano project is about to the billionaire. On Cuban's number one deciding factor before investing in crypto, usability. It doesn't matter if it's usability, though, Mark Cuban, because you're using BitPay, so you're just getting the fiat in the end. You're not using it. The Dallas Mavericks isn't using it. Nobody's using it. If you're accepting it through BitPay, you're just getting fiat money on the end. You're not actually receiving cryptocurrency. So I really wish I was a part of this. I wish I was a part of a lot more things. I feel like I could argue down a lot of people in this world about all different kinds of things, just because nobody even mentions it. If I was Charles Hoskinson, I would have been like, you shouldn't use you shouldn't use BitPay. You should accept it directly. You're not actually accepting. You don't have to worry about the usability if you're using BitPay. I can't agree with it. I think I'm going to tweet to Charles Hoskinson to let him know that he should have reminded Mark Cuban not to use BitPay. I'm going to have to do that. Everybody follow my tweet. Follow me on Twitter. It's down in the description below. Power retweet this to Charles Hoskinson. I doubt that's going to happen. But it is in the description below my Twitter, just in case. MrSotko Gaming. I know it's kind of weird. It should be MrSotko Cryptocurrency, but I made it a long time ago, and I can't change the name. So you can issue assets, you can buy wine, you can stay at hotels. More than 50,000 locations, billions of dollars worth of ADA are moving on a daily basis. Unlike Ethereum, you can vote with it. So that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and share the video. That helps me out a lot. Just a $2 trillion market cap. You can see the devastation across the board in the crypto world of Elon Musk saying that Tesla is no longer going to accept Bitcoin. Even Ethereum down to $3,200 when it was $4,300 or $4,400 at its high. So 42,600 Bitcoin. We're still at a $2 trillion market cap, though. Dogecoin a little bit down at 48 cents. I think after the tweet of Dogecoin about the Elon Musk working with the developers, it went up to 57 cents. So that didn't really last particularly long, but you can see down here as well, Shiba at 1567 when its high was something like 3,900. It was basically 4,000. And I'm just using the last four digits here because it's some unbelievable fraction of a cent. That's what happens when you sell 10% of the entirety of the supply. So it wasn't quite 10% because the market cap is currently like 6 billion. So if we double that and then basically 50% more than that, or so on. Yeah, math. But basically it was 11 or 12, maybe it was 13 billion or something like that at the time. Maybe a little bit more. So it was close to 10% of the entire market cap of the coin, and it absolutely rocked the community. Anybody that had bought in above that price when he did that, it just absolutely wrecked everybody. So basically all Shiba Inu token holders are not a fan of Vitalik Buterin. But on the other side, it was a great charity donation. I mean, $1 billion is no joke in terms of charity. But I find it a little weird because it went to a billionaire who runs a charity, and who knows about the level of corruption. Do you trust billionaires? I mean, really, I should put a poll on my channel. Do you trust billionaires? I would find it hard to believe if a lot of people voted yes on that. On second, too, is that India is actually working to ban cryptocurrency right now. Yes, I know it flip-flops all the time. Over the past 4 years, I've seen India flip-flop on Bitcoin and crypto in general about 5 or 6 times at least. But they're currently working to ban cryptocurrency. So you basically donated to a billionaire to offset your taxes, took 10% of the market cap of a coin, and rug pulled everybody. So it's like it kind of evened itself out. It's barely charity if you took it from everybody else just to give it right back to everybody else. I find it very silly. I feel like you should have just used fiat, or maybe even Ethereum, but which leads me to believe I haven't seen Vitalik Buterin actually too charitable in the past. I'm not saying he's not a charitable guy, because obviously he just donated $1 billion and then burned $6.7 billion, so he doesn't care too much about money in that sense. But for one, Ethereum has a much larger market cap, but he could have donated Ethereum, and it wouldn't have affected it nearly as much. It would have snapped right back probably. And two, I don't think if he would have used Ethereum or fiat money to do this, it wouldn't have been a problem. But I don't think that was the goal. I don't think charity was actually the goal. I think it was tax offsetting, because he basically received 50% of Shiba, and then it went to, and he was holding something like 7, 8, $10 billion worth of Shiba, and I'm sure the tax man cometh for that sort of thing, and he probably just said, okay, I'm just going to send $1 billion, offset my taxes, and then burn the rest, and I won't have to worry about it. And that's what a lot of billionaires and corporations do. You always see the charity funds from all these big corporations, and it's basically they take money and they offset their own taxes with it. That's why they all have a charity. They're not particularly charitable people, most of them. It's just they do it because it offsets your taxes. But that's all I have for you guys. That's just my opinion on the whole matter. The drama of Shiba is over, though, probably after this video. Who knows? But again, share the video. That helps me out a lot. My social media in the description below. I'm going to tweet Charles Hoskinson and tell him that that Mark Cuban shouldn't be accepting BitPay, because it's not really good adoption in that sense. But as usual, I'll see you guys next time.